In this video, we'll cover making a new file from scratch in Illustrator. This is a fundamental skill, and you'll use it almost every time you work in the program. You can see I've got Illustrator open, but I haven't opened any files yet. Let's go ahead and create a new blank vector image file. To do that, we need to bring up the New Document dialog. And I can get there by clicking File, New from the menu bar, or hitting Control-N on the keyboard on Windows, or Command-N on Mac. The new document window is divided into two main parts. On the left, we've got shortcuts to preset document sizes and templates. And on the right, we've got detailed settings where we can adjust any of those presets or make our own. You can see, for example, when I click on the A4 paper size template, how some of those values change. For now, I'll just be working in the right-hand column since I want to make sure I get all my settings exactly correct for the Week 5 assignment. First, our file needs a name, and it's good to get in the habit of always giving your files descriptive names. For a class setting like this, it's also a really good idea to put your last name in the file name so that I don't accidentally mix it up with somebody else's. Now let's go on to set the width and the height. And I'd like a file that's 8.5 inches by 11 inches. So I'll make sure that my units are inches and not pixels or points or centimeters or some other unit. Now, Illustrator is smart enough to detect whether or not those dimensions are portrait or landscape orientation. If I wanted to, I could switch orientations by clicking here, and that just swaps out the numbers in the width and the height. I've got an option here for artboards, and I'll need at least one. If I were making something with multiple pages, I might want more. Notice that there's no resolution setting, and that's because we're working with vector-based images which aren't defined by pixels. Below our dimension settings are our measurements for bleed. These are like putting margins in your file, and they're mainly used for certain commercial printing processes. Since we're making graphics just for the screen in this unit, we can leave those all at 0. Last, we want to take a look at the advanced options. So if yours are hidden, you might need to click the link that says advanced options. Here, we'll set the color mode to RGB color since we're just making screen-based graphics. Now, you might notice the little warning sign next to the color mode, and that just means that I'm switching the color mode to a different setting than what was originally in that template for A4 paper size, and that's okay. And the other advanced options we can leave on their defaults, but notice that there is a PPI setting here, and that's just for a few specific effects, such as drop shadows, that might generate pixel imagery when we apply them to vector shapes. Okay, we've got all our settings. Let's go ahead and click Create. And what we have here is a blank file, and it has assigned to it all of those settings that we just put into the New Document dialog. What it doesn't have is a location where it's being saved or a vector file format. And we'll cover saving and exporting in a separate video. Okay, that's an overview of making a new file from scratch in Illustrator.